Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do another Wild Eye review. Today I'm going to do the review for Model Hunger. But before I do this review, I just wanted to take the time to thank Wild Eye for providing me with this copy to review for you guys. Now I will leave a link in the description box for the website, also the YouTube channel. They're just a great low-budget company that gives filmmakers their start. And no matter what you like as far as horror is concerned, Wild Eye pretty much has it. From slashers to creature features to zombie movies, um, they pretty much have it all. Even some sci-fi now and a raw and extreme line. So, okay, Model Hunger is a 2016 movie that runs about 85 minutes. This was a film that I was pretty much dying to see. Um, as it says right down there, if you can see it, it is a film by Debbie Rochon. Debbie Rochon is a pretty um, incredible scream queen. She's been around for quite some time and has a lot of movies under her belt. So it was neat to see something that was directed by her. This is her directorial debut, and it was also written by Debbie Rochon and James McGarth. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Now, Model Hunger. As I said, this is one I wanted to see for a while. Um, this stars Lynn Lowry as Jenny Riley. And I'm going to give you a brief synopsis and kind of tell you what I think of the movie. This is going to be a little bit different. Jenny Riley plays a former model that you can kind of see in flashbacks was done wrong by a lot of the people in the business and kind of tainted her towards the whole model industry and looking great, um, being in great shape, wearing tons of makeup, all that kind of stuff. So she kind of has it out for beautiful people. I guess we'll just put it that way. She lures people back to her house, and from there, it's kind of like, let's see, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets America's Next Top Model. That's probably the best way I can describe it. It's I like I like what the movie says. I like how it talks about beauty, and it's kind of a satire on the model industry and looking beautiful and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, in a lot of scenes in the film, they're watching this show about women with real curves, where you get to see women eat and put on weight, stuff like that. So it's kind of a social satire. Now, this movie also stars Tiffany Shepis, who is also a pretty notable scream queen, um, who plays I believe she's a recovering drug addict, if I'm not mistaken. But her and her husband moved next door to Jenny Riley, and she kind of starts out playing like a rear window type character where she's spying on her and sees her take people into her basement because basically she has nothing to do all day but sit around eating chips, watching the fat ladies on the channel, or spying on the neighbor. And that's kind of what this movie basically is about. It's mostly like I said, a social satire on models and the strive to be perfect and beautiful and implants and all that kind of stuff. Now, looked really, really familiar to me. So I did some research and I looked up some of the things she was in. Um, she has a pretty lengthy resume. She was in Shivers, the David Cronenberg film. She was in The Crazies, the original, and she also actually had a cameo in the remake as well. She was in Hell's Kitty, which was a Wild Eye movie that I reviewed not too long ago, and I thought that that was great. And she was also in a movie called Basement Jack, which is a completely underrated slasher. I can recommend that all day long. That's just a great, great movie. She also had an uncredited role in I Drink Your Blood, which is I believe it was a 70s horror film. Not that familiar with that one. But if you look on her IMDb now, she was away for quite some time. But when I put in her name, I was amazed that she has really kind of come back into the spotlight a bit. She has done movies all throughout her career, but she had a 20-year period where she wasn't really doing much. Now, when I looked up her name, she probably had 30 or 40 titles that she's working on now at one time. So I thought that was pretty cool. But um, this movie was okay. It wasn't terrible. Um, I kind of liked the idea behind it. It was the execution that kind of bothered me a little bit. Uh, Lynn Lowry played a great character. She was fun to watch. Of course, Tiffany Shepis is always beautiful, and she's a really good actress, I think. The guy that played her husband was pretty good as well. But it was some of the other characters that kind of annoyed me, as they do in most horror films, but these were especially annoying for some reason. But I'm going to give this movie a 6.5. I don't think it was a terrible first effort by Debbie Rochon, and I'd actually like to see more from her. So, yeah. But I would also like to take the time again to thank Wild Eye for providing me with this copy, and definitely check out their website, guys. Um, and always, if you like what you see in here, hit that like sign and subscribe. And until next time.